So we are in the last part, making the art journal page. So we have our focal point that we have created. So I am using the matte medium to glue it down onto the page, and it dries clear, so it's just perfect. And then here it's the fun part, which is to play with the flowers. These are the flowers we have created, and we are going to do our composition. But before, I thought to just give some color to the focal point, so I am using the Posca marker, but you can also use the acrylic paint. Both work very well in this plastic. And here is the part that I absolutely love, because it reminds me a lot like the real floral design when you play with real flowers and you do your bouquets. So here is more or less the same. We are creating our paper bouquet, let's say, and I absolutely love it. I didn't film all the process where I was playing with the flowers because it took me a while. I'm very perfectionist. But here it is, the final composition. And so now I realize I had a gap there. So I am just using one of the circles as a template to fill in this gap. So as you can see, the composition evolves. Once you have all the elements, you have to respond well to what you have on the page. Or at least this is my way of working. And now much better. That's the great thing about the circles, that you can really play with them and do like a lot of compositions, because you will start as you see with one composition, and then you can move elements, and the circles are really great for that. And I am using just this part to fill in another gap over there. I will be using matte medium to glue it down everything. You could also use regular glue because these are not very heavy elements, but I like the matte medium. It's like more permanent. I like it more. And so at the moment to glue down the flowers, you have two options. Or you take a picture with your mobile when you like the composition, and then you take everything out and just started gluing down the pieces. Or you can, as I will be doing here, I maintain the composition and I am just gluing down very slowly the different elements one by one. Because in that way I remember even better which flowers goes in the background, which flowers are in the first layer, but it's a matter of preference, as you wish. I really like the combination of this abstract background with the portrait and the flowers. I think it's really, really nice. I didn't use all the flowers of the page, but depending on the size of your art journal, you can even need more flowers. So what you can do is just do like twice the page, and then you have even more elements to play with. There are really like a lot of possible combinations here. And I was struggling with this little one because it was too little, but in the end I got it. And the purpose of this one, these leaves, are to connect everything together. And so once that I have the composition, I thought to give some color in the flowers. So I didn't do it before because I wasn't sure the final position of the flowers, and I don't want all the flowers to be red. So I'd rather prefer to do it now, and this is why I am using the watercolor pencils, because it's really great for not going outside the lines and ruin everything, because you can do it with watercolor, but it was too risky that I could go outside. So I am using the pencils, and you really have to give pressure, so you leave more pigment on the paper. And even I did a second layer once it was dry, because here it wasn't dry, so I had to wait. And I didn't film it because it's just exactly the same, just coloring inside the flowers. But you can really give like different layers till you get the color that you want. And if you have cleared the position of the flowers, you can even paint the flowers before cutting them, but I wasn't sure, so I rather preferred that, to choose which ones really I wanted red. And you can also play with different colors if you want, or leave it in white and black and white if you wish. That depends on your preference. And now I'm giving the final touches on the portrait. So I am using, in that case, acrylic paint, because I don't have the red Posca marker. So I am using just acrylic paint very carefully. And I am taking away a little of the red because it was too red for me. So I'm using a dry baby wipe that I had on my table and take some of them out. And I like it much more now. And now I'm building the secondary page, because normally I just paint one of the pages and leave the other like more white to give some space to my page. You can absolutely journal in and paint both of them. You can do both exercises in these two pages, but this is my way of working normally, and this is where I put my journaling too. As I don't like too much my handwriting, I just put it just in the first layer and cover it. And so the sentiment for the main page is gonna be a poem of a Spanish author, Gloria Fuertes, which I love a lot. And I just do it in my computer and print it out. But you have many options here for the sentiment. You can buy the sentiments that are already done for you, like from Dina Walkley or Tim Holt. Or you can use stamps for doing the sentiment. Or you can use like vintage books, that this is what I do a lot of the times, and just cut the sentences that you like from the book. Or you can handwrite it if you want, but this is the way I did it today. And I am not gluing down straight. I am giving like a little angle there. And that's it. We have finished our page. See you in the next lesson, where I will give you some other ideas to continue working on your art journal and possible different combinations. So see you in the next lesson.